Supplies are starting to run low, just so you know. I was just thinking, have you ever wondered why they call it a building when it's already
No,
built?
I haven't seen that.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway,
I have some good news.
20th century
batch
union
ready for
organizers
market.
died to give me a weekend, so
Well
I'm
done,
limiting
Fritz.
replies on
You're
this.
amazing. Why, thank you.
Quote retweet my
Buyer's local, so should be an easy enough.
inability to reply. I will block you. No hate towards you. What's this here? WoW lead and counter designer. The moment I run into fire X person on the team and any comment or feedback, it instantly goes into trash regardless of what else there is. Zero tolerance policy for people who suggest that my teammates should lose their jobs. I mean, if you fired all systems designers in our game specifically, you wouldn't get any more items ever. Well, if that means we don't have another set of fucking shards of domination, that'd be a good thing. You know, like, I mean, that's what people want. So these kinds of things. Things like, I don't know what's wrong with these people. I really don't. And sorry to make fucking items. Yeah, it's like nobody else could ever do this. The reality is that here's what happens whenever you do a job like what's happened with BFA and Shadowlands. In any other industry, you'd be out of a job. Like, that's the truth. Like, you would. Like, whenever you lose money on an entertainment product over COVID, like during COVID, you'd be out of a job. And like, I mean, really, like, imagine having bad systems like this for 2 years, 4 years. It's crazy. At a certain point, like, I'm not saying like, yeah, maybe they shouldn't get fired, but something needs to fucking happen. Like, something drastic needs to fucking happen. The reality is that, like, this is why the community is like this, okay? It's because they're not listening. They're not listening. They're not saying. Okay, well, now people keep saying that they don't want this type of system. We're gonna stop putting it in the game. No, they just continue doing it. That's what the issue is. Yeah, they keep doing it. If they had just listened to what the players want, then that's all it would take. They're cornered and react accordingly to Twitter. What do you expect? I expected in the past 5 years for them to improve the systems and listen to the player base rather than make people beta test a bad system for an entire expansion. They're cornered on Twitter. They haven't been cornered for 5 years. Nothing's happened. Literally nothing's happened. Like you're having people quitting the game in thousands. Like, people are like, it's more popular to quit WoW than play WoW. It's obvious. Everybody is. Talking about it. You're having the massive, like, community figures. Like, I'm not even talking about myself, right? There are plenty of people who are quitting the game, and it's happening. There's like a new one every single day. This is not normal. It's just not at all. I don't know. Like, the way I look at it is that
All right.
I can
Etta
spend all
Doyle
day talking about this
used
and
to be
complaining
known
about
as
this, and we can have
Madame the
endless
Pearl.
conversations about
She
how WoW
runs
is
a gang
bad,
of other fallen
right? And I
women,
think that we do that. We
sticking
do
up
that all the
trains and
time.
coaches
But the
mostly,
truth is
but
that these
seems to have a
conversations fall on deaf
particular
ears.
fancy for robbing
They
Leviticus
fall on deaf
Cornwall of
ears
late.
because
So
the
his
community,
men have
the
set a
people that run the
honeypot to
game
lure
don't
her
care.
in.
And not only
Tipped
do
her
they
off
not
about a
care,
big
they
stash
actively
of money
dislike
and
the
ammunition
people
at
that are giving the
Cornwall's
suggestions
brickyard in
based
San
off of
Benito.
arbitrary criteria
Asked if I
that
can
in
send some good
oftentimes
bounty
has
hunters their
nothing to
way.
do with the
Just be careful. They play smart.
Looks like she only sent one.
Okay, we gotta move fast here. Come on. Now the bait's already been set.
game. Oh, I don't like this person because of a political statement that they made.
Mr. Cornwall?
What the fuck does that have to do with the game?
Just for reasons I'm sure you
What's wrong with you?
With quick and quiet.
What's wrong? Like, are you stupid? Like, obviously, I genuinely think, I really do mean this. Okay, I'm not joking around. I'm not playing around or anything. I genuinely think that they're incompetent. I think they have no idea what they're doing.
Everyone's happy.
That's the
Don't
truth.
worry about her cronies.
And
She's the
I
one
really
with
think
price
that.
on her head.
I don't
They're
think that they're doing it on
notorious for
purpose
dressing
because they're
alike. So you
evil
bide
or
your
something
time
like that.
and figure out
I think
which
that they
one's
just
yours.
have no
You'll
fucking
know for
idea
sure
what.
when you see her face. Got a big old scar down her right cheek.
And we're just gonna hang around and stand guard, create some semblance of security, and just pray the crazy bitch don't bust in and shoot us straight in the face. All right, now, it's time. Find a place to hide, and we'll wait for the guest of honor.
What they're doing, and it's complacency. I think that in many times it is complacency because they think that there's never anything bad that's gonna happen if they do a bad job for years, and it just sucks, man. The thing is, like, here's really the difference. I can see somebody being defensive whenever they're being criticized, but the difference is that, like, let's say I'm being criticized a lot for something. Well, I have a position there where I'm either going to decide, do I want to continue doing this thing, or do I want to listen to what people are saying and do it differently? And there have been times, I really believe this, where I have listened to criticism and thought to myself, you know what, this is kind of true. And there are cases where this happens, but the WoW devs, there are no cases with this. They just continue, like, ramming their shit down people's throats, and people are tired of it, man. They're just fucking tired of it, and that's why everybody's leaving. We get early access systems every expansion. Yeah, exactly. We get early access systems, and we have to be the ones that make them. Like, a lot of the changes that these systems go through are changes that are suggested by the players. Why are the devs even there to begin with? Why don't we just do everything through a straw poll? Because apparently that's the way that they make decisions anyway. Like, oftentimes, like, what ends up happening at the end of the expansion is the thing that the players wanted at the beginning of the expansion. Like, why is this even, like, why don't we just cut out the middleman and just fucking do everything with a straw poll if that's the way we're gonna make the game? It's crazy. Not all of them. No, I know. There's a lot of good devs at Blizzard. I absolutely know that. I know that, and that everybody knows that. There are a lot of people there who do a great job, and they're very good at what they're doing. But there are some people that have, like, this general oversight into the game, right? Like systems and things like this that just poison the entire game. And I think that's what the core problem is, more so than anything. While players end up in alpha beta testing systems for 1.5 years just to enjoy the finished product for a few months. Exactly, man.
Do that!
You think I won't be able to find you? You think I don't know who's... That bounty hunter reckons she's something special, but won't even come. That's because she ain't stupid. She knows I don't forgive and forget. Whatever price there is on my head, is that worth your life? I don't make empty threats. I will find you. I find everyone. But let me go now, and you'll never see me again. You have my word. You think I won't escape again? I will. And I'll destroy you.
They were on thin ice and you nicked it by going to Final Fantasy 14. I want to be honest, okay? Like, yeah, obviously, me playing Final Fantasy 14 does look bad for WoW because of the optics of it. Because, like, you know, WoW is a lot lower on the Twitch, whatever you want to call it, like the Twitch directory. And overall, there's more people that play because there's people that, like, you know, I host, like Rich, etc. And so he's going to try it. Like, S-Fan's going to try the game. Other people are going to try the game too. And so it does create a cascading effect. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. But I am just one person. As much as you think that I have a big ego, let me make you very clear that I do not think this has anything to do with me. I have played other games before, and nobody went over and played that game. You can get all the exposure in the world. You can buy every streamer to play your game. You can get every streamer to play your fucking game. And if your game sucks, it's gonna go right into the fucking toilet the moment that they turn off their stream. Because nobody cares about the game. And that's why it didn't matter if I played Final Fantasy or not. Because if I played Final Fantasy and people thought it sucked, nobody would have watched the stream, and it would have been shitty. I'd have to play it off stream or something like that, because I wouldn't want to just play a game that everybody fucking hates on my stream all the time, right? Like, that's just fucking, it's a bad vibe. And so anyway, it worked because people liked it. So it's a symbiotic relationship. You know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Did the streamer promote it, or did the viewers like it so the streamer promoted it? You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really trying to get at, okay, guys? My thoughts. What's this here? Saying Asmongold is the only reason why the WoW community is toxic is complete bullshit. I was part of the German community, and as a woman, it was not nice. Everyone knows it's toxic. I close that game so often, crying my eyes out because the community's treating me like shit. Stop blaming one single person and start working on the roots. Everyone who ever played WoW knows how toxic the community is. I was called a bitch almost every day by strangers. To be fair, I do that too. But I don't do it just because it's a girl. Let's see here. Dudes talked about my boobs and generally about my body without even knowing what I look like. Running random mythic keys could be hell, even... Even if you did well, the moment someone made a mistake, all hell broke loose. And I tried to step in for myself, but no one else cares. Fix your fucking game. Stop blaming people for a bigger problem. So here's really what the problem is. The problem is Blizzard has no moderation with the game. People just run fucking wild in the game. They make 10 different characters. They are super abusive and harassing at people, and Blizzard doesn't ban them. That's the issue. That is the core issue, is that people do annoying and bad shit, and Blizzard doesn't do anything to ban them or get rid of them. It's the same thing as Twitch. Yeah, exactly. And this is what happens, though. It's like, if you allow a community to happen like that, like, for example, here, I'll give you a really good example. With any sort of a very, like, let's say, quote, toxic community on Twitch, what happens whenever communities don't ban people that are being abusive and being, like, really vitriolic and angry? Like, what happens? Because I can tell you what happens from my experience is those communities just get worse and worse and worse. It never gets better. It's never like, oh, well, they're just speaking their mind. It always gets worse. And again, what does this all stem from? This all stems from Blizzard wanting to save money. That's all it is. It's not because they want people to get harassed. Blizzard doesn't want people to get harassed at all. They're just doing it because it's easier to do that than actually fix the game and spend money. Streamers get bans on chat for spamming N-words, but Twitch won't block N-word for being used on the platform. It is, though. Yeah, N-word is blocked on Twitch. It's globally blocked with the hard R it is. And other than that, yeah, you're right. And so this is what happens, right? Is like if you, and there are streamers that do this, and ironically, it's for the same reason. There are streamers that allow a toxic community to become bigger and bigger part of their audience. And why does that happen? It's because those people are viewers. Those people are a number. And if you get more viewers, that means that you can make more money, you have more influence, and just in general, you are more, you're more important, right? And anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of streamers that don't ban that kind of stuff and don't do that kind of stuff because they want the viewers. And the ironic thing about this is that this is the same thing that happens with Blizzard, is that they're saving money by not actually hiring GMs and banning people appropriately. And because of that, what happens is that the community just gets worse and worse and worse. And this is the truth, and it's happened for a long fucking time.
Dude, how did we get here? When I started this YouTube channel, I had so much love for WoW PvP. And I know a lot of people say WoW is a PvE game, Omega lol, and yes, I know WoW is a PvE game nowadays, but to me, it was always just so much more than that. The first time I logged on WoW, I was around 12 years old, and my parents had recently split up. We didn't have a lot of money, so we moved.
You know what his favorite? You know what his favorite artist is? You know his favorite CD, favorite album? Hybrid Theory. Maybe there could be a chance that, you know, his mom took him to Best Buy recently or Circuit City, and she got him the new Meteora CD, which is equally as good.
My aunt's house, and all I wanted to do was play games with my friends back home. My friends Ricky and Brandon told me about a game called World of Warcraft, and I begged my mom for about a week straight for the $15 so I could pay that monthly subscription. After a ton of convincing, my mom finally decided to give me the money to play the game.
I tricked my dad into paying for money.
And when I got into the game, the only thing my friends wanted to do was duels, low-level battlegrounds, and world PvP. None of that boring, lame Dragon Slayer Joe shit that everyone likes today.
Dude, the only thing that I did back in the day, all of my friends were doing PvP and doing all this other shit. I was out there in the wild, fucking dying to raptors in Arathi Highlands, while all my friends were having fun playing with each other, and I was leveling up. And I'll have you know, out of all of our friends, I was the only one who hit 60 in vanilla WoW. And I had, like, I was getting epic gear, dude. I was farming, man.
Was packed, world PvP was alive, and everyone was dueling and ganking each other to make a name for themselves on the server. In fact, there used to be these two losers, these Night Elf losers that would gank me 24/7 named Starsky and Hush. Regardless, it was still probably some of the best times of my life.
That's fucking funny.
However, as I got older and right as I was leaving for college, my dad ended up passing away, and my mom at the same time had to go in for this crazy heart procedure to get a valve transplant.
Holy fuck.
And all of that news just sent me down this really weird path. I started using a bunch of substances, and I stopped playing World of Warcraft. And this whole thing went on for a couple of years until I got in a really bad accident with one of my friends, and my mom had to go in for another procedure. I realized at that moment that if I want to be there for my mom, I'm going to have to clean up my act. And in order to do that, the only thing I knew how to do was just play World of Warcraft. So I picked back up the game, and then I realized all of my friends had quit. The game felt...
That's actually so funny. I actually know 2 or 3 people that whenever they stopped playing WoW, they started doing and dealing drugs. Basically, like, WoW was... Well, the funny thing about it is, like, the same thing happened, right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Funny? It doesn't mean, how's it funny? That he had the same experience, right? That he used WoW to get away from drugs, and then I had friends of mine that were doing, they were playing WoW, and then they stopped and they got into drugs. It's basically like a new, it's a new addiction.
Extremely different. I had a really difficult time finding people to play with, and everyone just seemed so interested in PvE. And because of this, I was so frustrated that I decided to make a YouTube channel to try to promote PvP and get people excited about PvP so other players would try it. And through that frustration, everything started to turn out all right. I finished my degree in family therapy, I got sober, I made a bunch of new friends,
That's awesome.
I created this YouTube channel, and then BFA hit, and I noticed a huge shift in how the game was designed. It started to feel impossible to maintain an alt. There was a ton of barriers to entry that were created, and the actual gameplay began to suffer. My time spent playing the game was filled with chores rather than doing the actual things that
I wonder who did all these systems. Yeah. I wonder where all these systems I wonder all these systems came from, man. No, you're right. Like here's the truth, right? Is you've got a lot of these people that are you've got all these people like, I want to play WoW, but I feel like if I want to play an alt or something like that, there's all of these chores I need to do on that alt, and it takes me forever to get through that. And these aren't just like things that I have to do once. Like for example, if I want to play an alt in Karazhan, in Burning Crusade, I get attuned and then I'm done with it, right? I don't have to get attuned every week. I get attuned once, it's over. Meanwhile, in Burning Crusade, sorry, in Retail WoW, like I effectively have to get attuned every